Hey guitar players, how about some Travis Tritt? This is a great song. It's a great day to be alive. Let's get to the chords. All right, my friends, we're going to be completely open with no capo, and you're going to need the following chords. You're going to need a G. You're going to need a G over B. You're going to need a C, and you can play a C add 9 there. You're going to need an E minor. You're going to need an A minor. And you are going to need a D and an A. Now I gotta tell you, this is a fun song to play, but the chords do change pretty quickly. They're not terribly fast. You're only gonna get like 1 to maybe 2 beats on every chord, and then you're gonna have to switch. But it will lock you in once you get it down, and there's not a lot of movement within the chords because you're just kind of locked in a little bit of a position here. So let's talk about how the first verse goes, because there's no intro to the song. It just comes right in on a G, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, the progression for the verse is going to be a G to a G over B to a C, and then back to a G. Now what I want you guys to do is I want you to double your fingers down here on 1 and 2, on fret number 3 on each one of them, and all I want you to do is move these top fingers. So you're going to play the G, and you're going to leave that index finger where it's at, and you're going to bring your middle finger down to 2 on 3. And you're going to strum from 5 down, and then bring your ring finger up for the C add 9 position. So it's going to be like this. It's a good exercise if you guys want to sit on a couch and just try and do your changes. You can just go. It's a really good way to practice your chords. All right, from there, guys, you're going to go, as I said, back to the G, and then you're going to go to a D, and then there's going to be an E minor, C. And then you're going to go G, D, E minor, C, D, C, G. And then you're going to repeat all that one more time. G, G over B, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, D, C, G. Now before we throw the words in there, I'm going to let you hear what this is going to sound like, and I'll go kind of slow. Now you'll notice that every once in a while I would use a regular C instead of a C add 9. That's only because of comfortability to be able to change to the chords real quickly. So at regular speed, that chord strum pattern is going to be. Be a little bit of a challenge because you're going to be changing a lot of chords while you're trying to get that pattern down. All right, let's take a listen to how that verse is going to sound with the lyrics. And remember, there's no intro to this song. I got rice cooking in the microwave, 3-day beer that I'm planning to shave. It's a goofy thing, but I gotta say, hey, I'm doing alright again. Yeah, I think I'll make me some homemade soup. Feeling pretty good, and that's the truth. It's neither drink or drug induced. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Okay, let's slow that down a little bit so you can see, because those are very quick changes. I've got rice cooking in the microwave, 3-day beer, no plan to shave. It's a goofy thing, but I got to say, hey, I'm doing alright. No need to go through that again because it's the exact same thing on the second half of the verse. So let's go ahead and talk about what happens next. Now we're up to the chorus, and the chorus is going to start on a D, and it's going to go to an E minor, A minor, G over B, C, D, and then a double D, to an E minor, A minor, G over B, C, D, G. Now there's a little bit of a difference of a change on this G over B. It's easier if you don't do the double stop this time, because all you're going to do is take your A minor, you're going to move your middle finger over here to 2 on 5, and then you're going to put your pinky down here to 3 on 2. And you're going to run up to C. Then there's going to be that change on the second half of the chorus where you're going to have to do you're going to have to do a stop with your strum, and then you're going to do a double down on a D. Let's play through it, and then I'll stop and come back to that and show you what I'm talking about. It's a great day to be alive, though the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. There's some hard times in the neighborhood, but why can't every day be just as good? Alright, so you heard that D. Again, it's like this. I know the sun's still shining when I close my eyes. There's some hard times. There's some hard times. There's some hard times in the neighborhood. But why can't every day be just as good? From there, you're going to go into an instrumental, which is going to be basically what you do on the verse. It's going to be a G, G over B, C, G, D, C. So it's going to come like this. Coming out of the chorus, it's going to sound like this. But why can't every day be just as good? Now you're up to another verse, and we're not going to have to go through that because it's just like the first verse. And then you're going to go into a chorus, and at the end of the chorus, instead of coming back to the G at the very end, you're going to come to an E minor because we're up to a bridge. So it's going to sound like this. But why can't every day be just as good? On the bridge, the chords you're going to need are going to be an E minor, a D, to a C, to a G over B, to an A minor, to a G over B, to a C, to a D, back to the E minor, a D, a C, to a G over B, to an A minor, to an A major. That's kind of a little strange little run there. So what you're basically doing, guys, is you're going to run from the C down to the A minor, whereas before we were running from the A minor up to C. And then once you go down to the A minor, then you're going to come back up again. So let's take a listen on how that's going to sound coming out of the chorus. Why can't every day be just as good? Sometimes it's lonely, sometimes it's only me, and the shadows that fill this room. Sometimes I'm falling, desperately calling, howling at the moon. It's a little different. Let's go through that slowly. To a D, to a C, G over B, A minor up to a G over B, to a C, to a D, to an E minor, to a D, to a C, to a G over B, to an A minor, to an A. It's kind of strange to go from an A minor to an A, but that's exactly what it does. Then it's going to go into an instrumental part. The instrumental part is going to be G, G over B, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, D, C, G. Now, if that's sounds familiar, that's because it's the exact same chord progression that you're going to play in the verse, but you're just not going to sing anything over it. And it's going to go twice. From there, you're going to go into one more verse, and it's going to be a shorter verse, and I'll show you what's going to happen. Well, I might go get me a new tattoo, or take an old Harley for a 3-day cruise. Might even grow me a Fu Manchu. And from there, you know where it's going to go. Because it's a great day to be alive. So you're going to go right back into that chorus again. And then from there, and you're going to go back into a progression again that's actually going to be just like the verse progression with a fade in there. And that is the song. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. You know, the funny thing about Travis Tritt songs is it seems like they got a little bit more complicated as his career went on. The early ones were really easy. And speaking of easy and early on in his career, here's a quarter called Someone Who Cares right up here that you guys can watch. But that's all I have for you guys today. I appreciate you guys liking, sharing, and subscribing. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so right now. But don't forget, practice what you have to so you can play what you want to.